Hey, good morning students. Now in this video we will learn the next topic, that is Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization. Next topic is a Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization. Gram-Schmidt. Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization. Now how to do, what is the procedure for Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization? Of course, by the name itself, this procedure gives you the normalization or orthogonalization, right? And how to do the orthogonalization? So Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization is the process used to obtain the orthonormal vectors from orthogonal vectors, right? So I'll write in brief. So this process is used to obtain orthogonal vectors from orthonormal vectors, isn't it? So let us say v1, v2, vn, let, or I can say u1, u2, u3. In this way there are n number of vectors, un vectors, and these are the vectors which are acting as a basis for the vector space, right? Acting as a basis for the vector space V, but they are not necessarily orthogonal, right? But not necessarily orthogonal. Then in that case the Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization procedure is used. And what is this process? Is to obtain the next some vectors. So to calculate the vectors u1, u2, u3 are the given vectors to you. Suppose u1, u2, u3 are the given vectors to you, and you have to calculate the v1, v2, v3 and w1, w2, w3. So how to do that? So there are some basic three formulas only, and to calculate this, the first vector v1 from the u1 is v1 is equals to the vector itself divided by the norm of the vector, u, right? So this is the first step. The second, you have to calculate the second vector v2, and v2, to calculate the v2 you must write v2 is equals to w2 divided by the norm of the given vector u2. Now what is w2? Where w2 is equals to, there is a formula for w2, and this w2 is equals to u2 minus inner product of u2 with v1, this v1, the earlier calculated vector, and into v1, right? Into v1. This is not u, this is a v1. Let me write v1 in this way, right? So this is the formula to calculate the w2, and w2 divided by u2 will be your v2. Similarly, the vector v3 is calculated by taking the vector w3 divided by the norm of the vector v3, isn't it? Not v3, it's a w3. Here is also w2. Please remember this very well. And what is w3? Again w3 has a formula. So w3 is equals to this u3 minus inner product of u3 with v2 into v2 minus inner product of u3 with the first vector, that is v1 and into v1, or other way you can also write w3 is equal to u3 minus first this, because you are taking the inner product with the first vector and then second, right? So these formulas are very important to calculate the or to normalize the given orthogonal vectors, right? So let's try to understand this orthogonalization process of Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization with the help of example. So let's take the first example, and let me write these formulas here again before going to the example. So how to calculate the first vector? So the v1 I will write here. v1 is equals to the given vector u1 divided by the norm of the vector u1. The second vector v2 is equals to w2 divided by the norm of the vector w2. And what is w2? w2 is equals to u2 minus inner product of u2 with earlier calculated vector v1 into v1, isn't it? So inner product of u2 with v1, right? Similarly, the third v3 is equals to w3 divided by norm of w3, and w3 is equals to u3 minus inner product of u3 with v1 and into v1 minus one more term, inner product of u3 with v2 into v2, right? So let's solve the one problem. Apply the Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process to the vector. The first example. Apply the Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process to the vector u1 is equals to 1 1 0 and u2 is equals to the second vector is 1 0 0. Third vector u3 is 1 1 1 So these are the three vectors given to you, u1, u2 and u3, right? And you have to calculate the v1, v2, v3 and w2, w3, isn't it? So let's calculate the v1. So what is v1? v1 is equals to vector u1 divided by the norm of the given vector u1. So this will give me the given vector is 1 1 0 divided by square root of the square of the component. 1 square is 1 plus 1 square is 1 plus 0 square is 0. So this will give me 1 1 0 divided by square root of 2, and hence the first normalized vector is equals to 1 by root 2, second component is 1 by root 2 and 0, right? So this is the first vector that you got, 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 1. Let me give you this as equation number 1. This is very, let me write it again. So your v1 vector is equals to 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0, right? This is very important one. Let's do calculate in the same way the second vector v2. So the vector v2 is equals to w2 divided by norm of the vector w2. But what is W2? Your W2 is equals to this one, is equals to U2 minus inner product of U2 with the first vector V1 into V1. Now here is the important part to take the inner product. So what is U2? Let's first calculate the W2 and then norm calculation, and this is very simple. So let's do this first. So what is U2? I will do it here only. So U2 vector is this 1, 0, 0 minus inner product of U2, that means 1, 0, 0 with V1. What is V1? V1 is 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0 into V1, right? Into V1. Let me write here V1 as it is because I have no space, and thus you will get W2 is equals to 100 as it is minus, let's do this inner product. If you do this inner product, what is the inner product? Multiplication of this first component 1 into half, 1 into 1 by root 2, that is 1 by root 2, plus 0 into 1 by root 2 is a 0, plus 0 into 0 is a 0. So this will give you 1 by root 2 only, and the multiplication of this with V1. Now what is V1? V1 is 1 by root 2, this is 1 by root 2 and 0. So this gives me 1, 0, 0 minus, this vector will be equals to, once you multiply by 1 by root 2 to this, 1 by root 2 into 1 by root 2 will be half. So this will be half, this will be half and 0, right? So in this way you got the W2 vector, and do this subtraction. If you do this subtraction of the two vectors, this will give you 1 minus half is half, and 0 minus half is minus half, and 0 minus 0 is a 0. So your W2 is this one. This is your W2, half minus half and 0. Now take the norm of this vector, right? Norm of W2 will give you square root of square of these components. So 1 half square is 1 by 4, minus 1 half is minus plus 1 by 4, and 0 is a 0, right? So this gives you the square root of 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is nothing but 2 by 4. 2 by 4 is a half. So square root of half is the norm, or you can write this as 1 by root 2 is the norm of W2, right? Now use this for V2 vector. So vector V2 will be equals to W2 divided by norm of the vector. Now W2 is this one, so you can write half minus half and 0, and the norm of the vector is 1 by root 2, right? So you got the W2 vector. I can simplify this, and 1 half into root 2 by 2 I can write. So let me write it in a simplified way. Root 2 by 1. Here minus half into root 2 by 1, and here is a 0. You can multiply by anything, you will get 0 only. So 1 half into root 2 by 1, that will give you 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2. Because 2 can be written as root 2 root 2. 1 root 2 gets cancelled and you will get 1 by root 2 only. Here you will get minus 1 by root 2, and here is a 0. So this is your V2 vector, right? So I will write this V2 vector here again. So V2 is equals to 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and 0. This, right? So two vectors are obtained. Similarly, you can obtain the third vector, and let's go for that. So one example is enough to understand how to obtain the vectors u1, u2 and u3, right? I may need these vectors u1, u2 and u3, but let it be. And we'll go for the third. Let's calculate the u3 now. sorry, V3. So to calculate V3, what is V3? What's the formula for V3? V3 is equals to W3 by norm of W3. And what is W3? W3 is equals to U3 minus inner product of U3 with the first vector V1, isn't it? Into V1 into the vector V1 minus inner product of U3 with V2 into V2, right? This is V2, V2. So this is the formula. In this way you can calculate the infinite number of W's. Only the fact is that you must know how to calculate these W's, right? So let's do calculate the W3 first. So W3 will give you U3. What is U3? U3 is a triple one minus inner product of U3 with V1. So triple one, and what is V1? V1 is what we got. V1 is half and 0, I think, right? Not half. 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0, right? So 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0. The inner product of this with V1, I will write this as a V1 as it is because I don't have a space here, and U3 with U3 I will write as it is. V2 we need, so I will write V2 here. What was the value of V2 that we got? We got the value of V2 is equals to 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and 0. Isn't it? 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and 0. And the inner product of this with V2 I will write as it is, right? So let me check V1 first. I think 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and this is okay. 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0. Yes, V1 is okay. And V2 is 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and 0. So these are the vectors. Let's do this now. So W3 is equals to 1, 1, 1 minus. Now do this inner product. What is the inner product? Multiplication of the respective elements and then addition. So 1 into 1 by root 2 plus 1 into 1 by root 2 plus 1 into 0. So the third component is 0 itself. So 1 into 1 by root 2 plus 1 into 1 by root 2 will give you 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, that is 2 by root 2. 2 by root 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2 by root 2. So 1 root 2 will get cancelled and we will get only single root 2. Isn't it? So the inner product will be giving you only root 2 into V1. Now I need to write here V1. So what's the value of V1? This is V1. So 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2 and 0 minus. Now the inner product of U3, I will write it here now. So what is U3? U3 is a triple one. Or shall I do this multiplication? Yes, we can do it. So triple one and multiplication of 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and 0 will be 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and 0. That means it will give you 0 only, right? So the third vector that you will get here, the inner product will be a 0 into V2. Now what is V2? V2 is equals to this one, 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2 and 0, right? So the third term, of course, you will get 0. So W3 is equals to 1, 1, 1 minus. Now you can multiply by root 2 to the this vector. This will give you here 1. Here also you will get 1 and 0 minus 0. So this gives you, now the subtraction of these two, 1 minus 1 is a 0. 1 minus 1 is a 0. And third is 1 minus 0 is 1. Got it? So you got the W3 is equals to 0, 0, 1. Now I will write this W3 here again. W3 is equals to 0, 0 and 1. Right? Now you can calculate the norm of W3. So norm of W3 will be equals to square of these components is a root 1, which is equals to 1 only. And thus your V3 is equals to, your W3 is 0, 0 and 1 divided by root 1 or 1, right? And therefore your V3 is 0, 0 and 1. So in this way V1, V2, V3 can be calculated, which are the normalized vectors. Now I will give you some examples to you for homework. Second example, or homework examples, I can say. The first homework example: construct the orthonormal vectors of construct the orthonormal vectors of, your given vectors are 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Second is 1, 2, minus 1. And your third vector, I will write here, is 0, 0, minus 1, 0, 0, minus 1. Construct the orthonormal vectors of the vectors 1, 1, 0. Second is 0, 2, minus 1, not 1, 2, 0, 2, minus 1. And third one is 0, 0, minus 1. By Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization. By Schmidt orthogonalization. Right? And I think you can do this. You are having three vectors U1, U2, U3. Calculate V1, V2, V3 with the help of W1, W2, W3. That's all. The second example is, I will just give you the vectors now, right? So the vector U1 is equals to 1, 0, 1. U2 is equals to 1, 0, minus 1. U3 is equals to 0, 3, 4, 0, 3, 4. And you are asked to find orthonormal vectors. Find orthonormal vectors. That means V1, V2, V3. Right? This is the second examples to you. The third one is U1 is 1, 1, 1. U2 is 0, 1, 1. U3 is 0, 0, 1. Is a basis of Euclidean space of R3. Is the basis of Euclidean space R3. I will just write belongs to R3. And you are asked, use Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process to transform the set UI into orthonormal basis vectors Vi, right? I'll write here use Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process to transform set of vector ui into orthonormal vectors vi. That is, you have to calculate v1, v2, v3. That's all. This is the meaning of the example, right? One more example, the fourth one is obtain the orthonormal basis for u1, u2. u1 is given to you. This is 1, I and 1, and u2 is equals to 1 plus I, 0 and 2, right? This is bit A, and bit B of the same is u1 is equals to 1 I, 0, and u2 is equal to 1, 2. u2 is equals to 1, 2, 1 minus I, 1, 2 and 1 minus I. That's all, right? So this is about the homework for 5 examples. Here you are having 2 bits u1, u2 and u1, u2. You have to calculate the vectors v1, v2, v1, v2. So hope you have understood the Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process with example. Do practice various examples, not only this. Try to find out the other examples also, so that you can do a lot of practice and you cannot face any problems while solving the Gram-Schmidt orthogonalization process problems. So thank you.